Now that we've got your attention, let the games begin! Game cartridges assembling. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets!
Hey, you happening kids and kidettes, this is your most jiving radio scramble DJ, Jumpin' Johnny Jumble, or as we say here,
Jumpin' Johnny Bumjack.
That's because here at Scramblin' Radio, we mix them and you fix them. In other words, my name is really
Jumpin' Johnny Jumble.
And that's how it works. Crazy sounds and tangled words that you have to unscramble with the letters we'll be flinging out at you. Let's start it off with Perplexity and their smash hit, Rap Really.
When I had to hit the books, but I got me a red hot date. I pick a quiet place where we can smooch until it gets quite late. At the rap really, just a hugging and a kissing under all of the books. At the rap really, quiet. At the rap really, ooh. At the rap really.
Yeah, did you figure it out? That was Perplexity singing Library. And now it's time for another
Commercial spot.
And you know, you babes and babettes, Johnny is a man very concerned with grooming and hygiene. So after every meal, I use Whammo Shut.
Johnny uses Whammo Shut.
When his breath smells like his butt.
Johnny uses Whammo Shut.
Believe you me, fellas, the ladies love a man who uses Whammo Shut. Takes away all that fear from getting close and makes your breath minty fresh. But be sure to ask for it by its unscrambled name.
When his breath's like a toilet flush, Johnny uses mouthwash.
And now it's time for
April showers weather.
Thanks, Johnny. Today's forecast calls for patchy clouds in the morning and then a sudden cold front bringing with it a zazzle drip. So put on your scarves and mittens because you won't want to go to the beach wearing a bikini unless you like the kind of tan you get in a zazzle drip. And get your snowman building gear on because that zazzle drip is going to lay down about 2 feet of snow. After all, isn't that what blizzards do? This is April Showers saying, I hate rainy days and Mondays. Thanks, April.
Thanks, April. Well, it's getting to be time, so until we unscramble another Scrabble Fest, this is
Jumpin' Johnny Bumjack.
That's Jumbo.
Watch your backs! Coming through! Right. Okay, right there, hold on. Hey, folks! This game is edible!
Dally-hoo, kids! How's it going?
Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Oh, man. Hey, when I got invited over for lunch, I had something else in mind. Oh, well, now that I'm here, can you figure out which animal just ate me? Whoa! Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. These animals pack close together by the thousands to keep from freezing to death. Their fathers incubate the eggs by carrying them around on top of their feet for 2 months. Easy, easy. Whoops. They get really nervous before going for a swim because they're afraid of leopard seals. Oh. Okay, here's the last clue. They're black and white and waddle all over. That's because they're penguins. That's it, penguins. Penguins, you see them? Which means they huddle together by the thousands, incubate eggs on their feet, stay away from those leopard seals, and slide around on the ice. Whee! Uh-oh. Looks like I'm going back the way I came.
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
Game time in 10 seconds. Skip pad.
Hey, cats. It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm going to show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Picture this. This cat Walter lives at the top of a really tall skyscraper. But dig, even though he lives on the 30th floor, he only takes the elevator to the 17th floor. Then my man Walter, he climbs the stairs all the way to the 30th floor. All those stairs. Crazy, man. Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Believe me, it makes sense. Catch this, Daddy-O. You might think this cat likes to exercise, but it ain't that. You might be thinking there's something wrong with the elevator, you know, so it only goes to the 17th floor. But it ain't that. Maybe you think he's got a friend on the 17th floor, but it ain't that. Man, it makes you wonder, why would a guy walk all those stairs when he doesn't like it? Can you see it now? My man Walter is just a little kid. He's too small to reach the top button. Dig it? Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusion.
Light totally, Paige and Sage.
Hey guys, check it out. Here's Paige and Sage. They're like identical twins, and they even look alike. Anyway, even though they totally look alike, if you totally scoot up to the screen real close, you'll see 10 differences on each side of the picture. Today we're in the bedroom. Think you can find the differences? Awesome. You got 60 seconds.
So clueless. Whatever.
Time's up. Did you find any differences? Titanic. I'll be your best bud and tell you if you're right. Paige's clock is round and Sage's is square. Paige has a dorky chicken on her dresser and Sage has a lame fish on hers. Pictures on the wall? Paige has a cat on her wall and Sage has Chris. And outside one window, there's sky, and outside the other, trees. Not only that, the lamps, pillows, and bedposts are different. Oh, and look it, Paige has way dorky bunny slippers, and their shorts and hairstyles, mondo different. So, how'd you do? Get all 10? Cool. Less than 5? You are, excuse the expression, totally clueless. Well, gotta run. Till next time, I'm outie.
Haunted house party.
Good evening, and welcome to Haunted House Party, where the ghouls and goblin festivity has just begun. Our historical, as well as deceased, guest of honor at tonight's Fright Affair is... Oh no, I think I'm dying again. You'll have to figure out who the mystery guest is yourself.
Oh, this is some party. Reminds me of the one I threw back at Independence Hall in Philly. Of course, everyone there was alive. Well, my good man, how are you this fine and dreary evening?
I beg your pardon?
Oh my, sorry, milady, I'm not wearing my bifocals, which I, of course, invented. Perhaps I might interest you in an evening's walk, as it's a beautiful night for kite flying.
You couldn't pay me enough to go out in a night like this.
What if I were to give you this $100 bill? It's got my picture on it.
Well, I do declare.
A declaration? Let me sign it immediately. Like the one I signed in 1776.
Who do you think you are?
Why, I'm...
Wait! Let's review the clues. He signed a famous declaration in 1776. He invented bifocals so people could see both near and far. He flew a kite into a lightning storm to attract electricity, and his face is on the $100 bill, even though he was never President of the United States. That's right, he's...
I'm Benjamin Franklin. Now, if you don't mind, the lady and I must get back to the party and boogie.
That's all for now. See you next time on the Haunted House Party.
Professor Rocket is blasted off, and prepare yourself for a delicious banquet of Psycho Math! Don't worry, children. It looks dangerous, but it actually feels all right. Now, here's how Psycho Math works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of numbers, I will show you some pictures. Now listen up. You figure out what numbers the pictures stand for and solve the problem. Are you ready? Then let's do some Psycho Math! Okay, let's start with the number of amendments in the Bill of Rights. My favorite amendment, the freedom of speech. Blah, blah, blah. Then add it to the number of suits in a deck of cards. I heart playing cards. Yes, kids, Professor Rocket has a vulnerable sweet side. But not while I'm doing Psycho Math! Then divide it by James Bond's number. He's the man, baby. Okay, now, you got the answer? You take the 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights, add it to the 4 suits in a deck of playing cards, divided by the number 007, which is really just 7 for James Bond. Boom. James Bond. And the answer is 2. 2. Now you're doing the Psycho Math. Now, let's get ready for the next one. The number of the Apollo mission that had all the unlucky trouble. Don't tell me you don't know, fool, because they made a movie about it. Plus the number of countries that border the United States. Then take away the number of calories in a glass of water. That glass of water sure makes me thirsty. But not for water, for knowledge. Now, have you solved it? We got the number 13 for the Apollo mission, plus the 2 countries that border the United States, Canada and Mexico. Minus 0 calories in water, which all comes to 15. 15. That number is so hot, I'm burning up. Okay, here's the final one. You ready? You better be ready, because the rocket is about to blast off. Take the number of consonants. Not the vowels, just the consonants, and include the Y. Then subtract the number of blank strikes in your out. By the way, Professor Rocket never strikes out in baseball. Why? Because I'm the scorekeeper, that's why. Plus the number of black balls in a game of pool. What you get? Let's wrap it up. There are 21 consonants, minus 3 strikes and you're out, plus 1 black ball in pool, my favorite, the 8 ball, equals 19. 19. You're leading me. Now scooch along, because Professor Rocket has to make up future Psycho Math. That's right, children. Psycho Math does not grow out of the ground. It goes out of my head. Professor Rocket's out.
Game time in 10 seconds. Game quality under control. Stand by for Lens McCracken.
Like the sign says, I'm Snell McCracken. I mean, Lens McCracken. Photo Snoop. Okay, so maybe I don't see too good. That's why some people say my photographs stink. I prefer the term artsy. Either way, I need you to help me identify the pictures I've taken of a crime scene. After that, you can be sure I'll crack the case. Or my name isn't Snell McCracken. I like to call today's mystery the case of the missing chihuahua that, went missing. Let's take a look at each of these 3 photos. Our first clue, and already this case is going to the dogs. Too bad, too, because my mind's working like a house on fire. Maybe this next clue will get us rolling. Okay, maybe not. But the wheels in my head are beginning to turn. Or maybe that was just my stomach talking. All this work's making me hungry, and the last clue isn't helping matters. I've got it! If I look at all the pictures together, then I've still got absolutely no idea what's going on. That's the kind of deductive reasoning I'm famous for. Well, that and my reliable darkroom computer, the Solutionator. Eureka! Why, of course. It's a fire hydrant. It really whets my appetite for this case. What's next? I think I'm being taken for a ride. That's because it's a skateboard. Okay, lay the next one on me. The final clue might prove a little too seedy, but I'll bite. Just as I suspected, a sesame bun. Well, the solution practically speaks for itself. It was a summer day and things were hot. Africa hot. Somebody was using a fire hydrant as a sprinkler to keep cool. Like Africa, only cool. But the water made a lake at the bottom of 18th Street. This skateboarder comes along at top speed and hydroplanes across the water before colliding with Mrs. Schwarzkopf and the hamburger vendor on 12th. Buns went flying, drawing the attention of a passing flock of Canadian geese. The geese made off with the buns, accidentally swooping up Mrs. Schwarzkopf's prize-winning Chihuahua Ernie in the process, never to be seen again. Another mystery solved. That's because I'm Lens McCracken. Photo Poons. Snoop.
Next game up, Riddle Snake.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer, closer, closer. The riddle is, what has 18 feet and catches flies? What has 18 feet and catches flies? What has 18 feet and catches flies? And the answer is a baseball team. Very clever. So then, what has 3 feet that catches flies? Give up? A yardstick with a glove? Maybe it's best if I go quickly.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
We got the number of the Apollo mission that had all the unlucky trouble, plus the 2 countries that border the United States, Canada and Mexico, minus 0 calories and water, which all comes to 15. 15!
He signed a famous declaration in 1776. He flew a kite into a lightning storm to attract electricity, and his face is on the $100 bill. I'm
Benjamin Franklin.
Why would a guy walk all the way to the 30th floor when he doesn't like it? My man Walter is just a little kid. He's too small to reach the top button. Dig it?
These animals pack close together by the thousands to keep from freezing to death. Their fathers incubate the eggs by carrying them around on top of their feet for 2 months. They're penguins. That's it, penguins.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time.